peaceful, loving environment, a familial sanctuary, a wealth builder. These are all things that a home can be when purchasing is done correctly. However, when done incorrectly, a home can definitely feel like a massive debt, a stress inducer, and even feel like dead weight. So, what can you do to make sure that buying a home feels like a positive experience rather than a negative one? Well, my name is Christopher Watkins, and I'm going to give you 3 keys to making sure that you own the home and that the home doesn't own you. But before we do that, please give this video a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Also hit that notification bell so that you know first when I post a new video. Alright, let's get to it. Key number 1. You're going to want to make sure you can get good mortgage terms. Now, chances are, unless you have a couple $100,000 stashed away, you're going to have to borrow money to purchase the home. Now, the amount that you can borrow as well as the interest rate you'll be able to get on that depend on 3 main things. 1, your proof of consistent income. 2, your credit score. And 3, your down payment, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But generally speaking, the higher these things are, the more money you'll be able to get approved to borrow, and the lower interest rate you'll be able to get as well. And these 3 things also play a main factor in determining what your monthly payments on the home are going to be. So it's important that you make sure that these things are in check before you look to buy a home, as well as determining the price point of home that you're able to buy. Which leads us right into our next point, key number 2, your monthly expenses and your debt to income ratio. Whether you're currently renting or living with family or paying on a mortgage, you're going to have expenses. Now, whether that be your car loan or your student loan, your phone bill, your Netflix subscription, all these things count as expense. But when buying a home, it's important to take all of the expenses that are pertaining to the home and compile it into one. Meaning not just including your mortgage, but also your insurance and your HOA fees, your utilities, your maintenance, your taxes, all those things on the home, and compile it into one and divide that by your income. Now the number that you get there is your debt to income ratio. Now it's recommended that your debt not exceed 30, 25, or 30% of your income. And this will ensure that you have money set aside for other expenses as well as for savings. Which brings us right into our 3rd point, savings and emergency fund. Now this one is very important and often overlooked, but how much money you have saved up will often determine how much money you're able to put down on your home in the first place. It will also determine what type of money you have left over for closing costs. Now this is important because how much you put down on your home will determine what type of interest rate you're going to get. Also will determine whether or not you have to pay for private mortgage insurance. Now, private mortgage insurance would be just an extra monthly premium additional to your other monthly expenses that you have to pay to make sure that your lender doesn't lose any money. Now, we don't want to have to pay any extra money, so what can we do to make sure we avoid that? Well, generally speaking, that means you'd have to put down around 20%, maybe sometimes 15%, to ensure that you don't have to pay for the private mortgage insurance. Now, for many people, 20%, 15%, 5%, coming up with hardly anything may be a challenge. So if you do feel like coming up with that type of money may be a struggle for you, then I would highly recommend seeing what type of home ownership programs your city offers. Many cities offer great first-time home buyers programs that will loan you the money to pay for your closing costs and your down payment, generally as a low interest loan, and it can make the process go a lot smoother. Let's move on to emergency funds. Now, with emergency funds, they're always important to cover costs of things like your car breaking down or someone getting hurt or a global pandemic or any of those things. But when owning a home, it's especially important because whether your AC goes bad or your roof needs repairs, those costs generally rely on you to pay. So it's recommended that homeowners have around 3 times their monthly expenses to make sure that they can cover those things and make sure they have something stashed away for a rainy day. Alright, so that wraps up the keys for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope that you found them helpful, and if there are any other questions that you have, please leave a comment in the comment section or reach out to me and I'll get to those as soon as possible and try to answer them to the best of my ability. Also, if you liked the video, please leave a like on the video and share it to your friends and subscribe to the channel. Just anything that you can do to support the channel, I really appreciate it. Once again, I'm Christopher Watkins and I can't wait to see you guys in the next video.